What is up, guys? It's your boy No Risk and No Premium back with another episode of the Market Overview, guys. Today we got another sell. Got another sell. So the sell continues right into our 45, excuse me, not 45 yet, 50, 60 area, right? We had this level posted in here from the yesterday, right? We went right into this area and held. Had a candle that was really looking very buyer friendly, and then had a sell at the close. So interesting action here today. Remember, it is Opex week. If you don't know what Opex is, then maybe you shouldn't be trading this week. But familiarize yourself with what the monthly options expiration is. Anyway, let's check out the economic data for tomorrow. As usual, it's Thursday, so we should be seeing. Let me find it. Wait, that's why it wasn't on tomorrow. I'm like, wait a minute, the jobless claim should be here. There it is. Jobless claims comes out pre-market 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as some other Philly Fed stuff. But then we have U.S. economic indicators, existing home sales 30 minutes after the market opens. So data, pre-market data after the market opens. So let's be cognizant of that here. Going on to the charts here for now, we're going to go ahead and I want to draw this little zone in here, which is pretty much where we bounced, right? So let's see if we can hold this overnight zone. I just think the sell momentum is starting to slow a little bit here. I'm not overly excited to get short at these lows. Okay. But if we do break below, right? If we do break below, you can definitely get short. But I'll be looking if we hold this overnight action to see if we can actually get a round trip back above 5,100. I would like to be a seller for a bigger leg lower, much higher. Right. So if you're short up here, it's a lot easier to just be sitting in shorts all the way down versus actually getting short at the lows when you're risking a bounce coming at a demand area. Right. So for me, I ideally would like to be short from 5160 to 5190 all the way back up here. But we have to stop selling first for us to get back up there. Right. So you could two-way trade this thing for little bounces. Right. Now that's counter trend, or you can look to see if you could take breaks of lows, right? Or sell into some resistance, some short-term resistance. Like you see, this 5120 has been a decent resistance here, but I would like a longer dated swing for a bigger leg lower if we can get up here higher. But I'm going to trade what's in front of us, right? So for tomorrow, 5150 to 5160, let's watch this zone in here to see if we can hold. If not, I'm very much not interested in any long trade until way, way, way lower at 49.50. Right, you guys see this area down here, 49.50. I would not be interested in any longs underneath today's low until about 100 points lower. Okay, so huge short trade there is here, but I do think we get possibly a bounce first. Before that happens, going to the NQ chart. I'm going to zoom this in because it's very zoomed out. Looking like 17,470. I'd be very interested along 17,200. That would be like my target zone to take a long, very much like think about this as like 49.50 on ES. I'd like for this area to come if it could. So tomorrow, if we bounce and hold today's lows, we can take a move about 200 points higher back to 17,800. We'd look for the back test and reject up in here. Ideally, be shorter from much higher, but I will take 17,800. Should we get there? Watch for a bounce at 470, but ideally, I like this 17,200 level. Much, much better for a long trade down there. Looking at SPY Guy now, trying to fill that gap on the daily, had a huge psychological 500 bounce today. Okay, is that the end or is that going to be the low? Let me see. Let me redraw this. See how the gap is very small now, right? Gap is very small, but it is still there. I'm gonna put a price level here so you guys can see it. It's about 497, 497.20ish, whatever. That is still the little bit of gap that remains here. So let's watch this area. Could possibly see this thing pop down, right, and then bounce off this area. Have to reclaim back above 503.50. That is a big level that we did reject from. After we did bounce off of that 500 level, had a great trade. Got 3.5 points to the upside, but then rejected, came right back down. So same thing for tomorrow. Going to be watching this 497. If we gap fill underneath the 500 level or 499 level, then look for this gap fill all the way down. If not, watch to see if we get a bounce back up. If we clear 503.50, 506 is going to be your level. So if we break and hold over 50 or pretty much 504, 506.50 is that next upside level you want to target from there. But if not, I'd be looking at 497 for a bounce. But I do like much lower should we get down there. Bounce at 490. 490. That would be my target down. So if we could sell back into 508 would be great. Okay, we reject 508, sell from higher, get a move way lower back down to about 490. I would ideally like that longer term setup here. QQQ filled its gap on the daily. Very nice. Now we can take this out. Okay, but we're going to put a price level in here because we filled the gap and we respected that level as well. So 425 is now a level where buyers, you can see we stepped in. So we'll need to note that, but rejected that 433 very nicely, came and made its way down. So we're going to be watching 425, but I like 421 a little better. I would ideally like to see a little bit down lower for a bounce back on higher, or if we could sell up here at 436. But ideally, I do think we're going to be running into some major buying levels down here. So 421 would be my next bounce zone down to the downside. Should we get down there? IWM is definitely last but not least. Very nice engulfing candle here on the daily. Let me zoom this in. And I think we're going to be going down right for our 200-day moving average, 190. I was talking about this if you're in our Discord. I was talking about 188 to 190. I would definitely be a buyer down here. Look for a move back because this is just really looks like a big old balance range. Let me see if I can zoom this in. Yep. This right? It looks like we're just kind of really big balance. So anything down in this zone down here, I would definitely like to look for a long-sided trade. Come on, TLS. For something long-sided. Should we get down here? Plus, we got 200 MA moving average on the daily, right? And we haven't retested it since we broke back above it here. Okay, really? So this could be our chance to get down and get it. So we'll be watching there. Gonna have to be patient for taking the long side trade for long swings. Doesn't mean you can't take bounces, short dated stuff, but long swings type trade. Just wait for bigger levels to come about. Looking at that's really it, guys. That's all I got for you today. Of course, you got to wake up early, get your levels right, and of course, not do anything fucking stupid. See you bright and early. Peace.